My name is Coy Miller. I work for Pitt County Health Department with the Environmental Health Division, and I mainly do food and lodging inspections.
Hi guys, my name is Edwin Uriel Carvajal. I'm the owner of Anita's Authentic Mexican Street Food. We own two food trucks and a brick and mortar right here off of 1915 North Memorial Drive, Greenville, North Carolina 27834.
Hi, I'm Fred Everett with Uncle Fred's Food Truck.
I've been with Pitt County roughly a year and a half. Obviously worked for about 4 years with another county doing the same exact thing.
The restaurant we established it going on 7 years this year. With the food truck, we actually started out with the food truck almost about 12 to 13 years ago. And we're going strong. As you see, we have actually two more food trucks additional. The original food truck, it's been retired, but it's not obsolete. We're actually doing a couple of things to it to get it up to par and do some things with it as well.
Been here about 20 years or so. Off and on, worked different jobs here. One as couple as a salesman, and now I'm retired and doing my own food truck.
As far as on our side of it, what we require would be an application, a fully submitted application. So all the details of the food truck and also the commissary that you want to be hosted out of. I mean, as far as purchasing either a fully, fully furnished food truck or them building it themselves, there's quite a bit of different ways to go about that. But generally, a full application with us with all the details, it's a pretty in-depth application, and having a home commissary approved is the first step for us.
Everything and anything you can possibly think of. But I can best thing I can tell you, it's absolutely great. It's wonderful watching your community together as a whole at one specific spot just for your food truck, and because they know you're coming out and you see your kids, your family, everybody together, having a great time, sitting down and tasting your food and coming back to you, hey man, this is absolutely wonderful, this is great. And the kids coming, even, I think it's probably more exciting when the kids come up to you, because the kids aren't going to lie to you. So if they like you, they actually like you. But if they don't, they just, majority of the time they won't say anything, but once in a while you get one that says, yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think it's a good impact. I mean, having, different variety of foods at, convenient locations, supporting local business. Most people that own food trucks, either they want to have a restaurant, they're trying to get into that business, and the food truck might be the first step for them to, build up, enough money or business to be confident enough to have a, brick and mortar restaurant. So definitely a good impact.
So far it's been really good. They've enjoyed the food, no complaints. Thank God. They love the food, and the ones that do, they keep coming back.
Say the person already has a fully built food truck and they have it already furnished and they're submitting an application to us and trying to get it approved. If that's all taken care of, I mean, I would say a month max, 2 weeks, you know, depending on, if so we get the application, we review it, make sure the commissary one can accommodate the food truck, which is normally in this county. What I've seen is it's been tough to find commissaries for food trucks just because most brick and mortar restaurants try to maximize the amount of refrigeration space they have, so they don't have enough space to accommodate more more food, more people in their kitchen. But if everything clears out, 2 weeks. Yeah, so the main factors is one, the food truck is built to code, which I mean, It's so we have the 2600 rules, which is the food rules. But as far as specific coding, that's going to be in the 2017 North Carolina Food Manual. And also as far as we for specific rules generally for the food truck itself, there's a lot of it's going to be the waste and water tanks, how they're installed. But as far as equipment, floors, walls, and ceilings, how the food truck's set up, you're still going by the food code and how really a brick and mortar kitchen would be set up. You generally need the same things, just in a very smaller sized area. It's not all the same, but it's generally the same. So just making sure that they meet code, and that's why normally we do that plan review process and just kind of determine will it meet the code. And if it looks like it will, we do generally multiple visits to ensure that it's, everything's installed correctly. The generator, if it's not hooked up to a like electrical line, is sufficient to run the unit without, shorting and cutting off and whatnot. So it's pretty in-depth process to get them up and running.
That your expenses as far as everything that you put into, you make a little bit more profit, you have less expenses. It comes as an advantage. It's got its pros and cons. You're able to travel wherever your customers are at and give them the opportunity to sit down and try your food, instead of them having to go out and go out and sit down at your brick and mortar. But the downfall probably would have to be as far as weather-wise. When it's absolutely bad weather, there's absolutely no way possible you could actually run your establishment as far as food truck-wise, because it's also very dangerous, especially when it's like thundering and lightning and water. You don't want to be touching none of the electrical lines when it comes to the generators, and going to your food truck. At anything metal, especially if it's lightning, of course, you never want to touch none of that stuff.
I think just the initial startup cost of you're investing, I would say, more money into a brick and mortar opposed to a mobile unit.
You get to go out to the people, and it's more, to me, it's more satisfying to be out amongst the people. That way you can see the people, talk to the people, and the ones that, that come up to the truck you haven't seen in a long time, you get to greet them, say hello, and just being out amongst the people and hearing and seeing what they love. No restrictions. I think the furthest I've traveled so far has been down to Arapahoe, North Carolina. So, yeah. And, this year we're looking to open up more and be out in festivals in Raleigh area, hopefully in the Fayetteville area, and as well as Elizabeth City, just different places like that.
Somewhat, a little bit. It's hurt, and especially in the long run. It's when we have to travel far distances to do catering, we have to actually charge a little bit more now. And it's not because we want to, but it's just for the simple fact that, it's $2 extra now per gallon, wherever you go. But locally wise, good thing we do a lot of stuff locally here, just in the community. Good thing we're right here locally. It hasn't affected us at the time being, but knock on wood, let's just make sure it doesn't go up to anymore.
It's been really, really tough, because we're in everything now to fill up now. It's double what I was doing before. So it's really, really tough, and you have to really watch your bottom line, to make sure that you're still profitable at the end of the day, and just keep out, just being out there to serve the people, is what helps drive me, and it's what I love. Very much so. It's in the works. It's just taking a lot of planning. I want to make sure I've got every aspect possible to open it, the restaurant, and so that we are a success long term. I've been cooking for a really long time, but as far as in the food business now, a little over 2 years now. So, and it's been really good, no complaints. I've been cooking a long time, and it's just been in the works for a while. Different family members have asked me to, to start my own food truck or start my own restaurant, and it just took some while to build up all the tools that I needed to have the business, and now it finally came into fruition. We do Caribbean and Southern style foods, and when I say Caribbean, I mean from all over that part of the world down there, from Jamaica, Bahamas, from Puerto Rico to Colombia to Cuba. A little bit of everything.
The best thing we can come up with, the best we could do for ourselves, the best of us. We've been doing this for, like I said, my parents actually started back a very long time back in Simpson, in North Carolina. It was a small little, I guess you can want to say, like old little country store. They started cooking there. They had that for 15 years. That's probably like 20 years ago. So we get a lot of old head customers from way back then up till now, even with the new customers. So the flavor's never gone away. So the majority of the time we get, it's like when you try it the first time, it still tastes the same after trying it the 100th time. So we do not change any recipes. We keep it as is. So they tried the best as far as what we had in the beginning. They expect the best every time they come here and sit down.
I'll say 3 to 5 years from now, we should still be up and running. And hopefully within that time, I'll be, the restaurant will be working on getting the restaurant up and running also. So it's really bright from my standpoint.
More and more food trucks are popping up. And as you see, as far as the community-wise goes, man, it's absolutely, it's incredible. Incredible what one small vehicle could do for the community and how it can bring the community together as a whole.